All right, so let's talk about why to build a network. So let me tell this story of what happened to me today, okay? Because it sucked, honestly. There's someone at work who's in a position to make a decision, and he's got a lot of stuff going on in his head and a lot of concerns. And I would like to get and give him some information to influence this decision. Now, I'm not trying to manipulate the decision. I'm fine with what he decides, but I want to make sure he has all the data and fairly considers it. And here's the problem. I've made a mistake. Um, this person's a little bit hard to reach. It takes a lot of effort to get their attention. And I have not invested in that relationship. And so the result is I don't have the friendship or the context to call on him and really get his attention. So that was a screw up. And the reason I don't have it is I won't go into it too much, but there's some reasons why I haven't invested in that relationship. Partly just the difficulty and the time, and partly style. But I have not invested in that relationship, and it bit me in the ass today. So I have a coach. I think I've shared that before, just like I try and share what I do with you. I have a coach, and she pointed out to me, I had a coaching session with her today. She pointed out to me and she said, well, you need to go to the people who have influence with him then. Hi, Diggity Dog Dave. You need to go to the people who have influence with him and get them to carry your message. And I realized I'd screwed up again because many of his closest and most trusted associates, I also have not invested in building a relationship. Now, I won't say I have no relationship with anyone who has trust with him. That would be too far. But it became clear when suddenly I had need that I had underinvested. So, point number one, I guess, is if you're thinking about building a professional network, realize that you'll always be working on it. Chalupa said, always be networking. Well, part of that is you also have to be maintaining that network and thinking about who needs to go in it. And you want to think about who you might need to use that network to reach. And do you have those connections? Now, I realize a lot of the audience here is younger and is just coming out of college. I talk to you guys all the time, or I saw you at TwitchCon, and you're like, network, what the hell is that? And who's it going to be? Well, I will say this. Part of my most powerful network is from people I went to college with. And no, your college roommate, you may think your roommate, if you have one, is useless today, but give him 20 years, give her 20 years. And he or she may be in a really important position and may have a big network of his or her own that you want. And your drinking buddy or your sports club buddy or your gaming buddy, they may be fairly useless today. I say that in all love. You may have trouble imagining what they're ever going to help you with, but they could be invaluable later. And so invest in those relationships and build long-term friendships. Now, what does it mean to invest in a relationship? We'll get to that in the how stories here in a minute, and then we'll start taking